Hi, it's Mike with Matawan Works, back again with a new video. I hope you enjoy.
Alright. So it is now February 23rd. I'm back here. Now, I saw some pictures of this trimmed into a tree, and I want it. I think it'll be a great option because it'll help me keep the foliage off the ground. It'll be easier for maintenance, keep this clear. We have a lot of problems here with weeds growing through this fence area. So we have ivy, we have all sorts of stuff. If we come down this side, we even have trees. Right there, we have a sassafras. Now that's a pretty big little stump right there. And there's the parent tree. And my compost pile, of course, because what landscaper wouldn't have a compost pile in the backyard? But anyway, so yeah, I'm going to take this and I'm going to probably select a few of those stems, make it a multi-stem tree, prune it up probably about shoulder height, maybe 5 foot high, and probably reduce some of the plants going over the fence. Get that back reined in over on this side. And of course, the first thing we do when we are about to do some trimming and pruning, and here we have it, a file. And the reason for the file, of course, is we're going to put a little bit of an edge on the tools that need it, like the loppers. Let me show you what I have here. So I have commercial grade loppers, the handsaw. Of course, you can't go wrong with a handsaw. Coffee, a must, and a pair of hand shears. Now these are commercial grade loppers. They're not residential stuff. And the handsaw, I paid my blood sacrifice to that in the fall, so it's still sharp. I'm going to set you up on the tripod and give you a little time lapse of the project. Hope you enjoy. Alright, I'm going to do a quick demonstration on proper pruning. What's a good example here? This is probably a good example. So we have these branches. We want to reduce the branch that we're cutting down to. It has to be at the very least a third of the one we're cutting off. So for example, we could reduce this stem and leave this branch. This branch is roughly a third of this one. And then this branch will become the predominant leader. Now here it's the truth is reversed. We want to keep this guy because he's the one going vertical, and the one that going horizontal is the ones we want to reduce. So we want to reduce and leave. So we want to reduce the horizontal ones, leave the ones that are going more vertical. So in this case we would remove this guy, keep here, remove here, keep this, and then that'll be it. And then pretty much essentially everything from here down that is going horizontal is going to get removed, like all these guys here. And that's going to be the truth for the whole tree. and that's how we first get started. And now the way we do this, we start with a 3-point cut, like on a bigger branch like this, where there's weight. If we cut the whole branch from the top, it peels. And now we don't want to leave that as our predominant cut. So the way we avoid that is we do a bottom cut first. About a third of the weight up, and then in front of that cut we do another cut about a third of the way down, and then this should snap, and then it terminates right there. So and then after that, what we do is we can either come here and do a finish cut and cut all the way through because all the weight's been reduced, so the peeling isn't going to happen because there's no more weight on here. Or we just come down here to the branch collar, roughly the branch collar, which is about here, and remove it here. And then that will avoid the tear out. We'll have a nice clean cut to finish. And we just repeat the same process for everything. Now the little guys, now a branch like this is small enough where I could have just done one cut from the top and used my second hand to support the branch as I cut, and then just done one cut from the end. Once you get into bigger trees, you start doing tree removal, and you're taking out a branch about the size of a small tree itself. You want to do a notch, and then do a back cut, and then do a flush cut if you're pruning. Obviously, if you're doing a removal, you don't have to do a flush cut because the tree is coming down completely. There's nothing to worry about health-wise. The tree's going to be dead. So here it's very tempting, and to just do a top cut with one hand, but it's gonna peel, and then you're gonna have this open wound here, which is how disease is gonna get into the plant and ruin your entire effort. Now again, this is a plant that's been here for a very long time. This is a plant that has very beautiful flowers. I am putting a couple hours of work into turning it into a tree because I want to save it. I do not want to make my efforts for nothing and kill the plant by making nasty cuts. Now the saw doesn't look so great. That's pine sap on there. Once you get the pine sap on there, it's almost impossible to get it off without getting a few stitches. So I'm going to put you back in the time lapse, and then you can take a look, and I'll just get a little more progress. Again, usually most of the time I just prune with the saw and the hand shears. Whatever the hand shears can't get, the handsaw can handle then. And then you're only dealing with 2 tools instead of dealing with 3 or 4. Okay, so wanted to do a quick update. This is summer of 2022. You can see my lawn is completely done, shot, but the camellia, she's going strong. She bloomed just fine this year. Do a full video, full clip, just a tree. She bloomed just fine this year. Put a little fertilizer. I still have, well, just pick one of these leaves. I usually recommend this, but you can see the leaves are, get you a good example of another leaf. You can see the difference in colors here. It's like a bleaching effect. So I put some nitrogen into the ground for it. Hopefully take care of that issue. But yeah, she's doing just fine. I wish my grass was doing better, but she's doing fine.
Once again, this is Mike from Mab Landworks. Thank you for watching. See you next time.